Imagine what would happen if two idiots stumbled onto an ancient map that guides them to the most powerful energy in the universe. That's the basic plot behind Sooper Doods, our indie animated comedy series following two best friend teachers at a failing hero academy as they quest around the universe seeking ancient source powers in search of redemption. In this video, we're going to hear from the co-creators as well as voice actor John Mangan about our hero in desperate need of a win, Max Wessling.
This is awesome and in no way a pathetic escape from my real world, bro.
Max Wessling is a sort of reluctant hero type. We pick up the series at a point where he's at the lowest point in his life. You see, Sooper Doods takes place in a universe where heroes are part of and teach at these academies, and the academy you're with is a status symbol. It's similar to X-Men's Xavier Institute, where you have your main hero squad from the academy, but they also take recruits and try to teach and train them. You see, Max was a promising young hero, and he worked his way all the way up to the prestigious Alter Academy, acquiring all the accolades one could dream of when he had an embarrassing incident where he lost control of his powers, caused collateral damage, and was ultimately demoted to teaching back at his alma mater, the lowly TK Academy.
Demoted? You misheard.
He's kind of this Peter B. Parker type. He's funny, he's witty, he's charming. He's kind of like BoJack Horseman, this hero who fell from grace, who's just trying to figure out life. He's got to navigate some mental health stuff. And you have this Vince Vaughn, this charismatic leader type.
When I think of character comps for Max, character comp there is Peter LaFleur from Dodgeball. I think also with the way how cynical he was, but also funny, and how he had to be, drawn into his own redemption. But once he was full in, he was fully in.
But Max is also depressive. There's high highs and there are low lows. He can be selfish at times, and he's a bit of a dummy.
Mental health is a big thing that I deal with in my life. It's something that I know that I need to kind of keep up with, and that's not always easy. And I think we wanted that to be some part of the show, and so a big portion of that is giving the main character Max anxiety.
Max, you good? No. Glad to hear it. I said no. I'm freaking frazzled, man.
I think honestly one of the major ways that Max changed over time was his comedy. At first he was a very serious character. He was a character that I think we were going to have Tucker be more of the comic relief and Max was more of the straight man. But honestly what really sold it was when we gave the opportunity to John Mangan to voice Max, and he absolutely crushed it. He gave it everything that we wanted in the character. He was just saying things like, that's Max, oh my god, that's him, that's who we've been looking for this whole time.
Max is such a fun character to play because we meet him at a really low point in his life. Like he can barely stand to look at himself in the mirror. So there's this baked in tension between who he was and who he is now. Even though we meet him as a much diminished version of himself, he can't help but get sucked back in to his relationship with his best bud from a lifetime ago. And there's a ton of heart there.
Max, what about lunch? I have to go to lunch, but as soon as we're done, we'll circle back. Sound good? Daddy Hangy.
Mark and I were given this opportunity to improv a bunch on Sooper Doods, and it was as much fun as I've ever had working on a project.
Even when I thought it, I didn't realize how profound it sounded. I said it out loud, it just rolled off the tongue like butter, like so many funnel cakes.
It's so silly, but with an epic level of just fantasy and comic book world building, it's something special. You gotta see it.
Hey, let's get into the character design of Maxie Boy, okay? So when Matt Rob first approached me with this project, I knew some details about Max. I knew that, yes, he was this washed-up hero at a failing academy. I knew that he was perhaps the only human in Luxia at the time. That was what was written. He was roughly our age, 30s, hot age to be, and that he couldn't control his abilities. He just couldn't figure it out. And my style typically gravitates towards the more cartoony, more illustrative, highly detailed. And so I wasn't really going to go for the anime or the traditional Marvel DC comic type hero build. You think your chiseled jawline, your broad shoulders, your big bustling biceps. That's not the style I was going for. I wanted Max to be more cartoony, which lends itself more to comedy. He's got this proportionally large head. He's got the giant big old mitts like your Marios and whatnot. He is a tube-shaped dude. So Daniel was really able to mesh my initial designs and really flesh out what I was missing in these characters. With Max, you have this perpetual stubble. He's got a little bit more of a broader face, that he is able to really show his charisma. I mean, when you see that big, beautiful grin that Max has on his face, I mean, it's a beautiful thing. You just want to follow the guy. You want to go to the ends of the earth with him. I would say Max was a little bit easier than some of the other characters, but it definitely took us a little bit of time to figure out what's the right combination for Max. We had gone through so many different styles and looks for him. At one point we thought, hey, let's put a mustache on this guy. And then we remembered that we have like 6 other characters with mustaches. So we had to nix that.
Are you talking to me? I literally just walked in the room.
I think sometimes we can all struggle with the idea that, I don't know, maybe our best days are behind us, but what brings us back from the brink? It's the people we care about that are in the muck and the mud right alongside us. And that's sort of where I think the audience and even me as an actor, I'm able to connect to this character in a unique way.
Everybody's got a best friend, and everybody's got to grow up and change and figure out how to still be best friends. And that's not always easy.
It's a show that makes you laugh and it makes you feel. And that's really what we wanted to do with the episode. We wanted the same thing.
You can check out Max and all the other characters in the pilot episode of Sooper Doods, which drops right here on YouTube this July. So hit the subscribe button to make sure that you don't miss it. And we hope to see you all there.